Portal season is mostly fun for everyone. There are those few teams that lose a lot and don't bring anything in. Been there, seen that. But it's been especially a fun time for the folks out in West Texas. Texas Tech is cleaning up in the transfer portal right now, like to the tune of the number one portal class in all of college football. In fact, On3 does this strength index, and it's just a number to show how good your portal ranking is, your portal class. Theirs leads the nation at 73. Ole Miss is second in the nation at only 51. Tech is rolling right now. That Matador Club, whatever, they're throwing out bags. They've got edits of Joey McGuire blowing up hospitals on like Dark Knight. It's from the main account, by the way. It's been just nothing but good times and happy sand out there in beautiful Lubbock, Texas. To the point where I have had some Baylor fans reach out to me and even some fans of other Big 12 teams being like, oh man, this means Tech is like really going to be a player next year. Like they could be a dark horse for the Big 12 championship. And I said, yeah, it's a year that starts with 2. Therefore, Tech will get some preseason hype to be a Big 12 dark horse. And Joey McGuire's their coach. So, of course, there will be preseason hype for them to be a Big 12 dark horse. I've fallen into this trap before. I really liked their team in 23. I kept saying, man, I really think this team is going to compete. I liked their team last year, this past year in 24. I didn't necessarily call them a dark horse, but it always seems to revert back to the mean, revert back to 8-4 as the ceiling. And there's nothing wrong with that. 8-4 is a good year. Baylor's coming off an 8-4 year. Feeling pretty good about ourselves, right? But also I've had Baylor fans asking me like, man, I wish we could get a portal class like Tech. I said, do we? Do we wish that? Because like, of course you would want that kind of talent that Tech's bringing in, right? The running back from USC, the big monstrous kid they brought in from Carolina. Like, don't get me wrong, they're doing really well in the portal, and they needed to. They lost some talent this year. They also lost their highest rated recruit ever. But if I'm Baylor, I'm like, I don't need that. I don't need that. Baylor's down at 24th best recruiting class in the transfer portal. And I think the Bears have done a pretty good job, because there's two ways to look at this. I would say Tech underachieved to some degree this year with starting out at 5-1. And they went out and bought a ton of guys in the portal. That's college football, man. They're bringing in a ton of talent. But for Baylor, they bring in less guys, maybe not as heralded guys, but they're plugging in some positional holes that they have. Because you know why? They were pretty damn good this year. In fact, these two teams laced them up and played a game against each other. And Baylor won going away, laughing at them out the door of their own barn, 59-35. And it wasn't even that close. So would you rather have a bit of an underwhelming regular season, which kind of sputters in the middle there, and have a great portal class, or have a really great end to your season, one that you felt you could have done even better at, and have a solid portal class that is fixing your holes for next year? I think I know which one I would go for. So yeah, Tech is by the numbers, number one, numero uno in the nation in terms of the talent they're bringing in the portal. But if you want to ask me what the top 2 best portal teams, best portal situations in the Big 12 have been since it opened on December 8th, I would honestly tell you it's Tech and it's Baylor. You're not going to see Baylor up at the top of the list, but they're adding plug-and-play starters like they did last year, because people were underwhelmed by Baylor's recruiting class last year out of the portal. And I said, yeah, it's not the most high-end talent guys that money could buy, but what they're bringing in here are guys that can play right away and can slot in as starters. So guys like Keaton Thomas, JUCO guy. That's where Baylor's scraping the bottom of the barrel now. Yeah, he was one of the best linebackers in the Big 12 this year. Year 1, starter, day 1. Ashton Hawkins, they got to go get their guys from Texas State. Yep, one of the best playmakers on the team, second leading receiver. played right away. Linus Noel, Texas Southern. Midway through the year, he's one of their best defensive players at nose tackle. Sidney Fugar didn't get a sniff of the field at South Carolina. Yup. And was arguably their best tackle by the end of the year. Like that's what Baylor's just going for right now. Kobe Prentice, Cole Wilson, Devin Turner, Phoenix Jackson. They're not names that you were going to see at the top of the portal rankings, but what they are guys that can come in and play right away and have been productive in their NCAA career. So yeah, it's great for Tech. It's great for Tech what they're doing and all the guys they're bringing in and the talent that they've got coming to West Texas. Joey McGuire can recruit the heck out of a football team, man. But it's like Baylor had a better team this year. They're not losing as much, and they're bringing in plug-and-play starters. Tech did not have as good a year as Baylor did. We saw them play against each other. No matter what those Tech fans tell you, trust me, we saw them play against each other. Baylor won in a laugher. They lose some talent there, significant amount of talent, and they're going to bring in a ton. We'll see how that works out. But basically what it comes down to is they have the prospects of some damn good talent coming to Lubbock. Baylor has some damn good talent already in Waco, and they're bringing in some more, and there's stability there. And so therefore, if I had to pick, yeah, it would be a pretty sexy pick to take Tech's recruiting class in this portal. But if we're looking at the whole situation, I like Baylor's better, to be totally honest with you guys. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. If you're watching on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. It helps out the channel a ton. Thank you for making it to the end of the video, and thank you for making the Locked On Podcast Network part of your daily routine. We have got you covered with the most Baylor Bears athletics coverage of any outlet that's not directly tied into Baylor University. So if you want more of that, be sure to like and subscribe. Ring that notification bell to get notified every time we're dropping a video here on YouTube or wherever you get your podcasts. Thanks, and sick 'em.